In a movie where you could probably replace the lead actor with a cardboard cutout and some voiceover, and I think it would still work just as well for me, it can only be 1975's Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze.
Stan, Lee, Steve, Dicko, Jim, Lee, Jack, Kirby, Greg, Moore, Beal, Gaiman, Bart, Miller, Frank, Miller, Warren, Ellis, Jack, John, James, Gon, Rich, Donner, John, Baffer, Sam, Raymond, Pat, Jacob, Zach, Vaughn. It's not always perfect, but it's always worth it. The comic book picture show.
It's not always perfect, but it's always worth it. The comic book picture show.
It's the comic book picture show.
I kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit. That's how bad that movie is.
That's the first thing you've ever said on this show. And that is how you all are introduced to 1J.
Hi.
Who is replacing Patrick this week because Patrick can't take much more of this nonsense.
So I got roped in.
Yeah, good luck, bud. Okay, so, and I'm Drew, Carrie, host of The Price is Right. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a bit I do here. But yeah, so, how are you doing, bud?
I'm alright. I'm ready to tear apart this god-awful this shouldn't be called a movie. It should be called something else. It's like a after-school project, I feel like.
I mean,
some kid put together.
I've seen, like, Disney TV show films that were, like, head and shoulders better than this. In acting, production, writing, directing. It's really amazing. But,
oh my god, I'd rather watch 13 going on 30.
Wow. Of all the movies to take down there, that one does not seem like I'd maybe go for like
I don't know why that was the first one in my head.
I will say this is the second worst
I was
movie.
going with a bad teen movie, basically. But.
Gotcha. I literally have this is the second worst movie I've had to do for this show so far. Like Barbarella was slightly worse. But this is really, really, really bad.
Oh, there's just so much about this that makes me cringe and ask questions and wonder what people were thinking.
Questioning why they still get to do jobs. But let's go through the procedures of this thing, man. Doc Savage was released in June 1975. That's right. I couldn't even find the official release date of this fucking thing. That's how little people care about it.
Just sometime in June.
Yeah. I mean, like, it could have been in May, but, like, who gives a fuck, really? Like, come on, it's Doc Savage. I actually found out the other day, fun little tidbit, that I wasn't aware up until I posted the episode that Danger Diabolic actually has a Mystery Science
Theater?
Yes.
I love that show.
Episode, like, season 10, episode 13. They actually do the movie, and I watched some of it, and I'm like, oh, no shit, yeah, it's the same movie. How weird.
They do that. I actually really like that show. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's how bad that movie is.
That it made it on that show.
Yes. And that's not even like, I think that movie's better than this movie. Slightly. But anyways, it was directed by Michael Anderson, who did Around the World in 80 Days in 1956, which is widely regarded as the worst Best Picture Oscar winner of all time. I mean, it was like the first movie to use Cinescope, so it like won because it was pretty.
Gotcha.
Like, whatever. But then the year after this movie came out, he did fucking Logan's Run. Which, I've never seen it, but people still talk about it to this day. So it's gotta be, like, some kind of, at least, cult favorite for whatever reason.
Yeah, he got lucky once, I mean.
Twice? What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, I guess twice. Well, you get lucky once the first time with it, being pretty, but nobody still watches it. It's not a good movie, you know what I mean? Whereas you're saying Logan's Run was his one, like, thing that people still care about.
I'll tell you one thing. I bet it's better than the 2004 remake of Around the World in 80 Days. Have you seen that one
No.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan?
Oh God, that sounds awful.
That might be one of those movies that's up in this upper echelon of like worst things I've ever seen in my life, along with Doc Savage and Barbarella.
Oh my God, imagine being the people trying to give lines to those two. Like, how many retakes do you do per scene? Like,
And like, can you imagine just having to be on the crew of that movie and be like, man, I mean, this is gonna pay for my kid's Christmas, but fuck this movie. Can I not be in the credits? I know I'm only a gaffer. No one's gonna pay attention to those, but
I'm just in lighting and gripping. Leave me alone.
my name's Jon Snow. Leave me be. Oh, and Michael Anderson's final movie, by the way. Do you remember the Jonathan Taylor Thomas Pinocchio movie
Ugh.
from like
I try not
mid-90s?
to. I try not to.
With Martin Landau, I guess, made the direct-to-video sequel of that movie that came out in '99 that still had Martin Landau but did not have Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Great.
So I'm like, you made the JTT movie without, or no, yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, yeah, JTT. Anyways, moving on. It was written by Joe Morhaime and George Paul. And George Paul is actually a very big like sci-fi producer that is known for a lot of things. Like he did the original War of the Worlds, When Worlds Collide. He's an Oscar winner in animation. In 1980, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences founded the George Paul Lecture on Fantasy in the film series in his memory. And according to the screenplay, by Joe Morhaime, that was posted on the internet, as well as other archival and news accounts, Doc Savage, the arch enemy of evil, was based very loosely on the October 1934 pulp novel Death in Silver. Doc Savage, the arch enemy of evil, would feature a deformed German-speaking supervillain whose pet man-eating octopus is a nod to a similar plot element in the 1937 pulp novel released in September of that year called The Feathered Octopus.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll get to the arch enemy when we get to it, because it'll come up again later on. But that was so weird. As far as the box office for this movie goes, Box Office Mojo didn't give me shit. It was like, dude, you really need to know numbers on this movie?
It probably didn't make any money.
Yeah. How much time are you trying to waste this week?
Yeah. What was it in theaters for like 5 days?
Oh, I bet you it still was out for a month, because movies lasted in the theaters forever back in the day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
Star Wars was out for like a fucking year or something.
I feel like there was a big movie that also came out the same time. This was 75, you said, right?
Yep, Jaws came out the
There you
week
go.
after.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
Yeah,
just
so-
massacred it.
Well, nobody's going to see this. Everybody's going to see Jaws.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding?
It's like, could I go see Doc Savage or could I go see Jaws for the third time?
Jaws.
Jaws, yeah, Jaws. Of course, Jaws.
Even if you said it was like the 8th time, I still feel like
Jaws.
I would say Jaws.
Yeah, especially it was like, movies were like 50 cents back then and shit. Definitely going to see Jaws. Well, now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, buddy. It's called Is It Rotten?
Okay. Sounds interesting.
We'll wait for the theme music. Okay, now we can talk again. So, honestly, Rotten Tomatoes, again, no one gives a shit about this movie because they didn't even curate a Rotten Tomatoes score for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It has a 57% user approval rating.
Ew.
Yeah. So, like, more than half the people that have
Why?
seen this and went on Rotten Tomatoes were like, dog, movie rules.
No.
Or was like, it's okay.
No. I just don't. No way. I think people are weird and
Yes, people are weird.
they just like to like things for no reason because that is the, oh my So bad.
I mean, there's a whole section of How'd This Get Made, a very popular movie podcast that does bad movies, that has 5-star reviews from Amazon for each of its movies at the end of the show. And there's always reviews. Always 5-star reviews of people being like,
I feel like
this
people get
movie's
paid
great.
to do that.
Nah, I think people are just wacky.
Well,
I was going to say...
maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. I was going to say dumb, but that feels dismissive. So we'll just say wacky.
Wacky. Silly.
But
Silly Billies.
I did get off the Wikipedias that Variety noted that dopey action sequences and clumsy attempts at camp humor mark George Paul's Doc Savage as a kind of Kindle film that gives G rating a bad name. The AV Club, looking back at the film in 2011, Why, said the film decimates none of the charm or thrills of the PAL classics like War of the Worlds or The Time Machine. Savage is hampered by budget woes, weak acting, sluggish script, and some painfully forced attempts at camp. Everybody keeps going at the jokes. It bombed at the box office, opening in June to be buried by Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
Yeah,
So
well,
AV Club even felt the need to note that, where it was just like, not only was it not good, there was one of the best movies ever out at the same time, so nobody bothered. Truly amazing how bad it is. But now we have to get on to Wearing It, where we have to discuss how the characters look comparatively to how they were in the comics, and also just their overall look in general, which was terrible. I hate almost every outfit everybody's wearing in this movie. Like, I mean,
so bad.
Doc's ripped up shirt look at some points in the movie are not like terrible because it kind of looks like comic-y, but like everybody else is just like the most cliched thing you can put on them, which I'm sure some of that comes from the comic. But at the same time, it's like, why is Paul Gleason wearing a scarf around his head like he's got a sore tooth or something at one point? And why are they all matching tuxes when they go to dinner at Captain C's lair? And why do they all just look fucking ugly through the whole... Like, even the plane and the cars have to look ugly because he's the man of bronze. And he has to have his fucking name on the side
On
of his
everything.
car. And, like, fucking has to make everything bronze. And we never really just explain why he's the man of bronze.
I mean, he's tan.
Yeah, like, but, like, why is he the man of bronze? Especially when the movie ends with gold.
Yeah, that, I mean, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know why he's the man of bronze, because he's the, I don't know, they never explain that, actually.
Maybe he got that name because he was, like, the third most popular character come out of 1930s comics, because there was Batman and Superman and then Doc.
Ew.
Which I think he even loses that battle to Wonder Woman. And I think even, like, Captain America was made in the 90s, or the 30s, for when it was still called Timely Comics.
Huh.
Yeah. So, fuck you, Savage. I don't know. Yeah, their outfits are terrible. Do you have anything else to do with?
That, not really, no. You
Captain C
hit the
looks
nail on the
ridiculous.
head on that one.
The girls' dresses are lady dresses. I don't know. I don't think they're that bad for that time.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Like, the setting was off for what they were wearing. That killed me a little bit. Like, it was supposed to be, like, what, 1930 or something?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're showing a lot of arm.
And they're wearing, like, 60s and 50s outfits. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Like, at one point, one of the...
Like, I know it was made in 75, but... Like,
yeah, like...
but, like, come on.
One of the Hidalgo dudes, besides sleeping in a bed that was a giant fucking crib, that was rocking
Oh, yeah,
back
that
and
was
forth.
funny as fuck.
That was the weirdest moment. I was just like, what are you doing, movie?
Because he's a baby.
He was, like, wearing, like, the big collared shirt over his suit jacket, and I'm like, dog, it is not supposed to be 1975. What are you wearing?
Yep.
Like, that thing was like, I can land jets with this thing. Like, it was big. And that was Wearing It. Now I guess we can get into our blind rank, and this is thankfully the only Doc Savage movie made so far. Although there has been discussion of Shane Black directing a remake with The Rock apparently is the guy who wants us as lead.
Oh God, yeah. Good luck convincing The Rock to do this.
No, he wants to do a Shane Black movie, and like he was down for this, but it keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
Because The Rock's like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
I mean, the comics apparently are good. I've never read any of the pulp novels or anything like that.
What?
But, like, I mean, it's basically an Indiana Jones story. It doesn't sound like that hard to be good. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like it could be crap, but
It's
also
just
could be
mean
great.
to compare it to anywhere close to Indiana Jones. Jones.
I mean, he's an artifact finder.
Is he, though?
He tries
Because
to
in this
be.
one, he wasn't at all
He tries
whatsoever.
so hard.
In this one, it was
Actually, not that
more
hard.
about his dad. In this one, but
Yeah, we'll get into all
his,
that.
Yeah, and his like whole.
But I mean, a Shane Black version of this movie doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world to me. But either way,
It would have It would have made more sense if it was called Doc Savage, the Man of Gold,
yeah, probably.
and I probably wouldn't hate the movie as much.
Or you could just call it Doc Savage.
I'd still hate the movie as much though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing that's not going to make me hate this movie this much.
Yeah,
We're going to get into reasons why we hate this movie so much. But, yeah, Blind Rank, it's the worst movie.
And the
of all
best, unfortunately.
But it's also the worst.
Yes.
And that's the important part to emphasize. And it's based on the characters created by Harry W. Ralston, John L. Nanovic, and Lester Dent. Now, what other notes did I have for this movies? Anything important?
Ugh.
Okay, no. We can get into the plot now.
All right, let's start this god awful movie.
So he rides in on a snowmobile to a fortress of solitude.
Oh yeah. We start in Antarctica or some random shit where it's just basically a bunch of ice and like you see an igloo, and then like he snowmobiles on this ridiculous snowmobile in a ridiculous animal fur coat thing.
But the thing I noticed this time that I didn't notice the first time when I had to rewatch it last night, because it had been a couple weeks since I had seen it and we had to reschedule a bunch of times, so I had to suffer through this thing twice. Fucking twice. But anyways, was he was meditating on the snow before he went into the igloo?
That's true, he did.
And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, really? You're such a douche. And then we got a horrible voiceover. And that led into the worst theme song of all time, which, guess what, man?
Doc Savage.
I have the lyrics right here.
Oh, God. Let me see.
We'll read them out and dissect them as we go. First of all, I want to credit that the music is composed by John Philip Sousa.
Yep.
It goes, have no fear, the man of bronze is here. Peace will come to all who find Doc Savage. Doc Savage. Okay, we're
Doc Savage.
Yeah, it's sung like a fucking, like a college football tune from that movie. Where it's like, Doc Savage. Doc Savage.
I was gonna say it sounds like a Navy tune.
Yeah, something like that.
Like I was gonna say like a naval like tune. I can just see like like I don't know the old cartoons like Popeye and shit.
So yeah, just imagine that kind of tune when I'm repeating all this stuff. He's a friend to all mankind, pure of heart and mind, who will make crime disappear. What? Doc Savage? Doc Savage. A part hero and pioneer. Thank the Lord he's here. And then we cut to an instrumental break. When we come back, it goes, Doc made a vow to help us all, so let's recall it now. The oath that he swore said that life is too sweet and free once more. A hero has come. Let's all join in as we begin the big parade. So bang on your drum and raise your flag, 'cause history is being made! Exclamation point.
Doc Savage.
Like, okay. what the fuck are you talking about, movie? He stopped some green ghost snakes. Like, history's not being made. So bang on your drum is my favorite line. It's like, oh, so now you want me to get rowdy right before I fucking watch this shit movie?
What the hell?
Oh, but here's my favorite part. Where it gives you basically the whole movie plot. In, like, the third verse, where it goes, oh, bravely they ride. 6 righteous men will once again uphold the law. Their hearts filled with pride, determined to discover who they're searching for. Doc's father is dead. That's a line in the song.
I don't remember that.
Doc's father is dead.
I believe you, but I just don't.
That
I
hits
don't remember
like
that.
a fucking thud when it's said, and I'm like, why? Why are you telling me this 5 minutes before it's revealed in the movie? What the fuck, song? And then it goes on to say,
It just says Doc's dad is dead.
Determined to discover who they are searching for, Doc's father is dead. I'm not making this up.
So did they sing that part after they found it out, or did they literally sing that part
I'm
before
pretty
it?
sure that they go through the whole motherfucking song. Their hearts filled with pride, determined to... Oh, I already read that part. They must learn why he had to die before his time. There's danger ahead. Doc is cool to make a fool pay for his crime. Doc Savage. Doc Savage. Thank the Lord he's here. Now Doc made a vow that helps us all recall it now. The oath he swore said life would be so sweet and free once more. And then there's one more verse that we're not going to get into. But holy fucking buckets. So we had to hear the Navy stylings of that fucking shit for like 4 minutes.
I didn't realize that it basically tells you the movie in this shortened up song.
Yeah.
Awful version.
Not even like for the whole, like the first 2 parts are needless, then you get the whole plot, and then we get another fucking verse after that. It is not like the next verse is like, and they stop Captain C's. Like, no, it's just more like he's fucking noble and shit. And I'm like, I don't care anymore, so let's fucking move on.
So someone calls him or something, or he like does something.
Yeah,
where
he senses something's up or whatever.
Yeah, in his igloo, and he just fucking goes, "All right, I'm off." And then it goes, "Doc Savage," and then fucking it cuts to him in this like, I feel like a taller building, like the top floor. Seems like his condo or something. I'm not really sure. And
yeah, it's very like Oliver Queen hangout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where there's glass windows everywhere and you can see, you know.
Yeah, like it's a fucking Hitchcock movie and we gotta fucking film everything from the outside in. And, so we meet the Fabulous Five. I'd tell you about
Which aren't really that fabulous because there's
No,
a
they're-
lawyer, there's a electrician or engineer or whatever. And there's a the scientist with the pig.
Yeah, the big fat guy. Who
Mhm.
we have to make sure you know he's fat by giving him a fucking piglet.
Who is the guy, the Breakfast Club
Oh yeah, Paul Gleason. I think
principal?
he's like,
Paul Gleason, yeah.
I don't know what he is. Cause
What's his thing?
I watched the.
You
fuck-
just watched it. What was his thing?
No, and like all I saw was Wired like causing sparks in front of him.
Oh, so he's the electrician guy. Okay.
No, but there was already like maybe the other guy was a welder or something that I'm thinking of because there was another dude that basically looked like Stocky or Doc Savage. And like they're all just so uninteresting, I can't remember.
I feel like they all had special powers though, like special things that.
They all had a certain set of skills.
Yeah,
And none of them was
one
gonna
was definitely an electrician though, and I
Yeah.
think that was Paul Gleason.
It might have been.
And then so what guy am I missing? Scientist, and then the lawyer, and then there's. Well, it's the 5. So what? There's 2 we're missing.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. They're all uninteresting, and they're all basically useless in the plot.
Well, the scientist is the only one that is interesting at all.
Yeah, they keep
To be honest, because he has the pig thing.
Yeah, and he keeps having a lawyer call him fat the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like at one point, I think he says, "If you lost some of that grotesque fat, you might be able to blah blah blah. And I'm like, wow, dude, you guys are supposed to all be best friends.
Yeah, dick.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
Actually, those two weren't best friends until the end, remember?
yeah, but like,
And that's the weird part.
They've
the
hung out
fabulous
for
five.
20 years. They've all known each other since like college age or so. Or no, they all fought in the
Maybe
war
they just
together.
still got a beef.
I hate everything. So, what looks to be a Native American man is scaling a building.
Oh yeah, the other building that's across the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
spying
he's
on the
got a
panel.
green fucking weird ass fucking snake tattoo that looks like it was a fucking colored on him by these like glitter pens or something. Like
Yeah, it's very pastel looking. And
you guys use finger paints or
yeah, we just brought in Big John, our best lifter, and he just did the thumbprint all the way down.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so he's scaling a building, just using little sucky cup things, and like just walking past people's windows. No big deal. Nobody's gonna freak out about that. And then he shoots a couple bullets into the penthouse. Doesn't hit anyone. Like at one point, the lawyer dude just has his head up, like, where is that coming from? And then it gets real close to his head, and he's like, oh, I should duck now. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? You're a lawyer. Like, you shouldn't be, like, examining the room and shit. Like, peeking your head out, whatever. Like, I know you all fought in the army together or whatever, but, like, I don't know. Nothing else matters in this movie, so why would I give a shit about that? But as, before he shoots up the place, they find out that Doc's dad is dead. And that he could sense it. He had a bad feeling. Even though his dad died a week ago.
And then he's like, oh well, they left you the stuff in the safe or whatever.
Oh yeah,
So
it was like
so he goes to open his safe with his watch, which was really cool.
And it was some kind of the watch was
The watch was cool with the safe. That was the one awesome thing about it. He used his watch to like turn the safe combination. You know what I mean? And it turned it with it, and then it opened, which was cool.
Yeah, that was like the one thing I loved in this movie. That was very James Bondy.
Yeah. And then, but as soon as he grabs the information and tries to read it, the guy shoots him out of his hand, and fucking, they know somebody's there or whatever.
Yeah, the safe gets caught on fire somehow.
That's what it was, yeah. The safe just automatically gets caught on fire from a gunshot, probably, or whatever, the dumb shit.
I don't know, maybe there was a flaming arrow. I don't remember. I only watched it last night. Who was it now? I don't know. They were fucking chasing the guy around the building. And, like, all the other guys were, like, down on, like, the ground levels at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Yeah, and they're doing their whole thing.
It's 11:21 a.m. Anyways.
They're Pepsi. Calm down.
Come on, you're supposed to let them believe things.
I don't need that. We're almost 30.
They don't know that either. Why are you doing this to us?
Because we don't have kayfabe. We're not wrestling. But yeah, this, like, I hate this movie so much. I hate talking about it. So yeah, he starts doing his whole thing of chasing the Native American dude looking whatever.
Oh yeah, he goes on his own and he like fucking jumps from that one thing and gets over to the other side of the building and then ends up on the same roof as him and is like, hey.
Yeah, and then they like have like a stare down for like 5 minutes, maybe throw a kick or two, and then like he just falls off the building.
Yeah, he just commits suicide.
Yeah, and that's it.
Commits suicide. So fun. And then they like zoom in on the fucking green snake tattoo thing.
Yeah, and then like a couple minutes later, the body's gone.
Yeah, which is super weird. And then they figure out where he is somehow.
Yeah, I think. Oh, because they knew where Doc's dad was.
Oh, okay. So they're like, I guess that's where we need to go.
Yeah, we got to go to
was.
Hidalgo because Dad was in Hidalgo. So let's go there.
Oh yeah, when Chase.
Yeah, they send out the bronze plane, and a pilot shoots that down. And they're like, we knew that was going to happen. We're so smart. Here's our real plane that looks regular and stuff. And this is the part where Doc has to say his oath. Which, you know what? I'm going to pause for a second and Google that because we need to all experience this together.
Oh my god.
So yes, the oath was as delivered to us by Ron Ely, one of the most wooden actors I might have ever seen in my whole damn life. If I can try to do it like him. Let me strive every moment of my life to make myself better and better. He didn't stumble on his line like I did, but he gets multiple takes, so fuck you. To the best of my ability, all may profit from it. Whatever, man. Let me think of the right and lend my assistance to those who need it in no regard for anything but justice. 'Cause I'm Batman. Let me take what cases with a smile, without loss of courage. Now I'm delivering the lines too well for him. I'm like adding some kind of emotion to it. Let me be considerate of my country, of my fellow citizens, and of my associates in everything I say and do. Let me do right to all and wrong to no man. But that means I can still hit a woman from time to time, because it is the 1930s after all. That was like A, the corniest thing in the world, and B, delivered by one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Like you said from the beginning, he could have been replaced with a cardboard cutout with voiceovers.
Yeah. No, it'd been fine with me.
I don't think anybody would have noticed.
Nope. So anyways, now we're on the plane. We're getting over there.
Oh my god, the plane.
Yeah, do you have thoughts on the plane?
Stupid, same as the car.
Yeah, really ridiculous and over the top.
And I love how they tried to keep it secret. Like they were like, oh yeah, so we'll send this other plane first that totally doesn't look like the Doc Savage plane, and they'll think it's us because.
Oh, did they leave in the bronze plane and send out the regular plane first?
They sent out the regular plane first, and then it got fucking struck down. They're like, all right, we're good. Let's go. Because they're not gonna notice you in a plane that says Doc Savage, the man of bronze.
The man of
bronze. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's only written, like, in the bottom left corner of the side of the plane.
Doesn't matter. It's a bronze plane,
I
too.
fucking know. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
But then we have to meet the villains. And
actually, now that I think about it, when I unfortunately made Kate watch this, she actually said to me, when that happened, she goes, "It's more gold." And now thinking about that makes me laugh because it should have been gold.
By the way,
the man of gold.
How much did she hate me after having to watch this movie?
I'm pretty sure literally after that part, she like slept through most of the rest of it, and then like I woke her up at the part. We'll get to it.
Okay. Oh wow, we're gonna have to find out when you woke your girlfriend up to watch this stupidity again. You're a bad boyfriend. So we have to meet the villains. We meet Captain C's. We meet some ladies. Do we meet the weird Hidalgo dude? We'll call him Man Baby because he was in the crib. Do we? Meet Man Baby?
You meet him, but you don't know he's Man Baby yet because he's like there when they get there, when they arrive.
Oh, right. And then
you
we
know
meet the villains afterwards.
Yeah.
He has to have the meeting with the president of Hidalgo because, the president of a country can drop everything and just talk to this dude when he arrives to the country.
Yep, exactly.
And, they're going to hang out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when they got there, they asked the girl for help, and then the girl asked the guy for help, and then the guy said sure, and then led him to the place, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll get to all that, because we do pretend like it's going to take a couple days first, because they're at a hotel for a couple minutes. Or a night or two, and
oh my god! And that's where those green things attacked for the first time ever, right? The snakes, or whatever they're trying to be. I guess.
They were like green ghost snakes, and they tried to attack.
It was literally like Ghost Rider, but with snakes.
And worse CGI, like way worse.
Ghost Rider. Sorry,
like not that's like good CGI in those movies, but either way, we're talking about this one right now, and we had just seen those ghost snakes with the pilot of the plane that was supposed to shoot down Doc's plane, because Captain C's was told by Man Baby while he's in his crib that Doc is still alive and he just saw him with the president, blah 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 blah. And
so then the pilot gets fucked up.
Yep, and he gets bitten to death by these ghost snakes.
Well, more like scarred to death.
Oh yeah, because don't they just swipe past him at some point?
It's so weird. They don't bite they just kind of make the noise and like move around, and then like all of a sudden these magic like slash marks appear on
Yeah,
people.
it's like we're
and
laser beams. Like,
we were slit with razors, like literal razor blades.
oh man, like
There's razor blades in these. Like
maybe they got it from the props department of Tales from the Crypt.
I don't know, but yeah, so they kill the pilot, but when they try to attack Doc, Doc is just so smart.
To shoot it, and
No,
then
no, not that part.
Go ahead, tell them the next part.
The
Go
shooting
ahead.
part was hilarious, and then somebody's like knocking at the door. What's going on in there? And he's like, "Don't come in." And they're like, "Why? Come on, let us in." And he's like, "No, come in here." And then he's like, "Okay, what do I do? What do I do? I'm gonna open the fucking window. I'm gonna turn the fan on and suck them and blow them out."
And it's like
what?
an office desk fan.
Oh yeah, it's not even powerful. It's like one of those tiny
it's
ones
a tiny oscillating fan that you would keep on a desk.
that wasn't actually oscillating, which is funny. But
I think he had turned it on or something, and like it just pushed them out the window, never to be seen again.
and he shut the curtain. Didn't shut the window.
I know.
Didn't shut the window at all. He
No.
just shut the curtain and was like, "Okay, all good, all good," and then
Yeah.
let everybody in. Was like,
Yeah.
"It's okay, guys."
Yeah, see no evil, speak no evil. We're fine.
That makes no sense to me.
I hate this movie. So then Captain Seas invites them over for dinner. And, there was a talk back and forth between Pig Guy and the ladies, and then Doc comes in. It's like, yeah, we'll totally have dinner with you guys. And they come in, and they're all in their matching tuxes, because they have to look fucking ridiculous. And they have to ruin my whole mystique of Paul Gleason. And, they're like, oh, what can we get you guys to drink? Brandy, champagne, some other blah blah. And like two of them are like, I'll have a water, I'll have some lemonade. And then the biggest dork of them all is like, oh, if it's not too much trouble, could I get a glass of milk?
Oh my god, that killed me. I couldn't even fucking. Oh my god. Yeah, water. Yeah, I'll take a water too. I'll take a Coke.
When with the rest of them being like
Do you have any lemonade?
so silly, I'd like in a better movie this line could land better.
Yeah, right.
this
It
movie-
might have been okay.
It lands like a fucking brick.
Yeah.
It
Can
just
I get a glass of milk? And you just want to punch the guy in the face for saying it.
I'm just like, no one cares, guy. And then eventually this all leads to like Captain
And then
C's
they
being-
laugh at him for not drinking.
Oh, I don't think anybody gets laughed at for not drinking, right?
No, that's what the bad guy. Fucking
Oh, right, yeah.
Captain sees. He like laughs at him. He's like, "Oh, ha, ha, you guys are sober," or something. Said something like that.
Oh,
because
you're
they were
actually
all-
trying to talk about the dinner. I'm just trying to cut straight
No,
to the
no,
end
no.
of
This is when they were sitting and they offered him the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
drinks.
no.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. He said that. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, no, I was just jokingly saying, oh, I was cutting to 4 minutes ahead already.
Oh, we could totally do that too when he offered him the cigarettes and stuff. Too.
Yes, he
And then
offers
Paul
them a
Gleason's the only one that's like, yeah, you know what? I'll fucking take one.
as I light one. And then he tells them this was their last meal, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of dudes come in, like, ready to beat them up.
Shoos away the women, yeah.
And then Paul Gleason takes out his lighter, and it's a laser! And he
Oh my
shoots
God,
out
yeah.
the chandelier.
Yeah,
And
he acts
then-
like he's gonna light the cigarette, and then fucking it's magically a just laser beam that shuts the fucking light off by laser beaming it.
Yeah, that while it's facing perfectly up in his hand, it just shoots at an angle.
Perfect.
So you made it so that it always had to shoot at an angle. So if you wanted to shoot straight above your head, you'd have to hold it at an angle. Am I correct in thinking this?
Probably, yeah.
It's a dumb invention.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But anyways, then we have one of the worst fight scenes in all of cinema history.
Oh my god.
Like, the Robin Hood 1930s movie had better fight scenes than this. Like, fuck. Like, there's parts where they're getting hit with chairs, the good guys, and they're just not selling it. And I'm like, who are you, JBL? Like, oh, and that's a reference for only a few people to enjoy there. But anyways, They all manage to jump off the side of the boat and the boot. And
No, hang on. Before they jump off the boat, though, Doc, do they jump off the boat before Doc? Because I feel
yes, they all
Okay.
jump off before Doc, and then they all get tons of bullets sprayed at them, and none of them hit any of them.
like somehow, but like Doc's up there on the boat still, and
Yep.
what's so super weird is like this is where you get to see like maybe a little bit of his magic powers or something, I guess. But like, I or like the superhero part of him, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he, like, Captain C's has like a Gatling gun almost, basically like a machine gun.
Yeah,
Which is weird. Again, this is 1930s again, guys.
right.
Like, this
But we
is-
had machine guns back then because we used them in World War One.
sure.
But I don't know how.
I don't know how Captain C's is going to have a handheld one. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. But
you know,
I don't know the history
1975,
of
I
it.
believe it, but 30s, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's besides the point. He's letting loose so many bullets, and he literally just sidesteps apparently every single bullet.
Right.
and he's not touched. And then Captain C's looks at him like, "Oh my god, how did none of those bullets hit you?"
I was like so ready for him to just like step out and just have the bullets be deflected off of him, and we're like, that's why he's the man of bronze, because he's bulletproof. Okay.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
No. So. Fuck
And
this
then they
movie.
get away by not getting shot in the water either. which is
Right, and they have their little breather thingies. And
Again, weird.
the next day, when they report the incident, the yacht has disappeared. Of course. Well, maybe you shouldn't have waited 6 hours, but whatever.
True.
And then they go to some office and find out the burnt-out files were the deed from his father
Oh, yep.
for this land that's called something that I know is in my notes somewhere. The Land of the Lost or something. Who cares? Who cares? And then the tribe that
They call it the edge of the world.
oh right, yeah. And the tribe from which the father got the deed from on the map was reported to have gone extinct 500 years ago. And that their existence is just a village folktale.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool.
Great, take me there.
Yeah, take me there. Let's go there. Take me there. I want to go there.
And then
Take
they
me
think
to
Doc's
that
dead
great
still.
place.
Again, they think Doc's dead. Somehow. Or something. Because then Goro gets all... Or Goro at least thinks he's dead. The baby guy. Because
Yeah,
then he gets so surprised when he sees Doc. And he kind of gives himself away.
yeah. He just like looks at him all shocked and shit, and he's like, "Oh wow, you didn't die at the hand of Captain C's? I mean, well, hey, friend, how are you?"
So weird. Is that when you see the crib, or is that like...
No, that
before
was
the crib?
way before.
Oh my god. The crib was too much.
So now they're on their trip there. And stuff happens, who cares? At one point they're camping and
Super weird.
a green snake is just crawling down a tree stump, is about to get her, and Doc Savage throws a knife and gets it perfectly in the well, I guess where you would say is the neck. It's
Oh,
right
yes.
below the head.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. And then, like, takes the snake and, like,
You mean the plush toy?
whatever, and drains its venom, and then has it sent to be studied.
Right.
Um,
Who cares?
I don't know if they found anything out about that, but
So then they make it to her village, the girls' village, and he gets an old man to take him to the edge of the world, which is the rest of his journey. Oh, and the girl's name was Mona. Excuse me. And Mona tells him she loves her. She loves him. And I'm like, you've known him 3 days. But anyways, so Mona loves him, but then he gives a speech that actually makes a lot of sense. But again, is coming from this guy who could be replaced with a cardboard cutout. So
yeah.
it doesn't really hit the brevity it needs to, but he's like, I was in love with a woman once, and then she was put in danger, and I realized I can't ever do that to someone I truly love, because my lifestyle is too crazy, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, okay, you're basically explaining to me why Batman can't ever hold on to a girlfriend. But, cool, whatever. And then we play that fucking theme song again.
Oh my god. Yeah, just because they're on their journey and that's all we have to hear.
And then we finally get to the edge of the world, and Paul Gleason's wearing the scarf around his head, which I had to note here in my notes. And
I think they were wearing it because it was hot and he didn't want to get a sunburn on his head or something. Like, I don't know. That's the only thing I come up with that sort of makes sense.
Fuck this movie. We finally get to the Valley of the Lost because
That's what it's called, the Valley of the Lost.
Yep, because we figure out that it's behind a bush.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a trail behind a bush.
Yeah.
And not even like a stalky bush.
Tiny ass bush.
Yeah.
And nobody can see them.
Yep.
Or hear them.
Yeah, and it's just under an archway. It's really...
And then Doc's like, you guys wait here. I'll be right back.
Right. And they get captured.
Immediately. Almost immediately, yeah.
Like, we took longer to explain that than it took for them to get captured.
Yeah.
And of course, who followed them all the way there? Mona!
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're all trapped in some cave with the leader of the native tribe because he doesn't agree with what Captain Seas is trying to do, and now he's having a change of heart all of a sudden. All because these 5 white people and a Spanish lady got fucking trapped in a cave. Now he's got a fucking change of heart because he knows they're going to get sacrificed. I'm like, dude, you knew the ritual the whole fucking time.
Exactly. And then he's like, okay, well, you get in there then.
Yeah. Well, you have fun with your new white friends.
Yep. Yeah, that's after the power struggle between the number 2, basically, of both sides. And he kind of picked a side.
Oh, yeah. And he was like, well, I'm sticking with the bad guys because we gonna be rich.
Basically. So, and then, I don't know what happened, but something like...
They start the ritual, and...
Oh, they put the fucking green snakes in.
Yep, and it looks like the native leader sacrificed himself.
Oh, yeah, because he gets cut mad.
Yeah, and then he turns around and he's all fucking gray, and Mona screams, so it's like, okay, he's dead.
You think.
And the lawyer is literally rolling his eyes at everything during this scene, and I'm like, why is this guy allowed to feel what I feel while he's in this movie? he should commit more. You shouldn't have edited that in. And then the one native falls in the bronze pool. Oh, that's because Doc fucking finally opens the cave for them. After Pigman yells, "No, have no fear, Doc Savage is here."
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
the weirdest thing ever. From inside the cave.
Yeah, and I'm like, just shut up. Just shut up already. Stop talking. I hate you. I hate your friends. I hate this movie. I hope you all never work again. Except for Paul Gleason. He's still allowed to be the principal in the Breakfast Club. But that's it. We're done. Maybe he gets to do Die Hard still. But I don't have a time machine yet, so I can't control that. Anyways. And then we have the native falling into the bronze pool. Another one falls into the snake pool. And
Which kind of makes, like, when he falls into the bronze pool, the world starts shaking a little bit.
yeah, because there's a rumbling that it's like it's supposed to be a volcano. Oh, it's not a bronze pool, it's a gold pool.
Gold pool, sorry.
I just presumed in my notes at that point that'd be a bronze pool because he's the man
not,
of bronze.
Though. It's not, though. It's gold. It's pure gold.
Yep. And the guy that falls in the snake pool does the worst hand acting.
Oh my god, it was so bad. There's no pressure at all applied to that. Like, nothing. It didn't...
His grip is the worst looking thing I've ever seen in my life. He's not even scratching at the ground or anything. He's already covered in tons of blood, even though he just fell in there.
So awful.
Yeah. And then, finally, we're going to get the face-to-face fight. We're getting the showdown. We're getting, in one corner, Doc Savage. In the other corner, Captain Seas. And the first fight style they used, they had to put it as on the
they
screen.
They listed so many, too.
Gung Fu.
No.
Chikoan?
Chikuan. I have no idea.
Yeah. And then again, the music is just awful. Because I think at one point, I heard like the wah 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 sound while we're in the middle of this fight. What the fuck is that? And then we get karate.
Which is real for once.
All these fighting styles, I believe, are real. Well, the first four. And then we get Bojiju. And then everyone's stealing all the bronze and abandoning Gory and the seas. Like
It's
all
gold.
God damn it, notes. Yeah. All
Yes, everybody's stealing all the fucking gold because they're fighting and they're like, we're getting out of here. This place is gonna blow.
Yeah, right.
Let's grab all our shit. and
Yeah,
not
we
die."
remembered we're the villains, so we know that how this ends. We're just gonna get out early.
Yep.
And Gory gets so mad, he throws a bomb at all of them, and nobody dies. Everybody's just like, oh, that was close. It's just so dumb. And
Oh god, more.
then we get two more. Or no, just one more fighting style. Possibly my favorite. One I'm sure we both had to apply before in our own lives. Fisticuffs.
Oh, fisticuffs.
The classic fisticuffs. Put them up. Put them dukes up. And then we get
Why I oughta.
and then we get a mega drop kick.
Oh yeah,
From
this was
fucking
ridiculous. The worst dropkick I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But it was definitely megally
Bad.
lame. Yeah.
Bad. Everything's bad. Everything is awful. Anyways.
Yeah, and while all that's happening,
The gold is erupting?
The dumb baby guy, Gory, he makes everything worse and like throws like dynamite everywhere.
Yep, and then it starts erupting, and it's
Like, even
splashing all over Gory.
And he's loving it. He's like, yes,
Yeah.
fill my pockets. It's not smoldering hot or anything, but just fill my pockets.
Yeah, my skin isn't singeing off the bone right now.
He's smiling, singing, and dancing, and he's
Yeah.
like, yes, go in my pockets.
Yeah.
I love gold.
Meanwhile, Doc's like, we're not fucking stupid. We're getting back in this cave. And he locks everybody back in the cave before the gold erupts. And we get, for the second movie in this series, the first one being the Mystery Science Theater one we were speaking of earlier, we get gold eruption where our main antagonist gets engraved in gold. And you know why Gory doesn't get smoldered in gold too? Because he's hiding under a log.
That makes no sense.
Did I ask if it made sense? Did the movie ask if it made sense? It certainly didn't. It certainly did not. And yeah, so we won because the bad guy's dead because he's encased in gold now.
Yeah, yep. He opens the door. They find.
Or no, Gory's the one that.
Yeah, Captain C's the one who hid under a log.
Yeah, excuse me.
Gory,
I'm sorry.
Gory's in gold. He's just chilling there, he's like, yay! Somehow he's not. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. He would have melted away, but
Right.
Either way.
Speaking of people who are not dead, guess who we see again? The native leader.
Oh yeah, he just comes out with no marks or scrapes or anything.
Yeah, and he's like, guys, thanks for saving my village, even though now everything's
And
encased
my
in
life.
gold. Even though I already died. I was a ghost at one point.
So stupid.
But then, the
Oh yeah, and the
Savage
pig, the
gives
pig
his
comes
nice
out.
little speech. Or Savage gives his nice little speech, and his eye glistens.
Oh my god, the little twinkle.
Yep, because fuck you.
Because twinkles are all you need.
Oh, whatever. And then we find out. I mean, they ride off out of the village.
And it does the closing thing, like you're like, oh, it's gonna end. Oh, this is the end of the movie.
No, we have 5 more minutes of nonsense because we have to bring Captain C's to the Doc Savage Rehabilitation Center.
Because this is how we turn evil people into hard-working citizens. That actually, what did they say? They say we turn them into hard-working citizens that can contribute to society or something like that.
And here's our 3-step program, sir. Acupuncture to the brain.
Yep.
You
that
know,
was
to
weird.
remove all the evil. Because poking around at your brain seems safe.
Yep. Then schooling, or
Yep.
trade learning.
Yeah, learning a trade. And then you get released back into civilization. Just hope for the best.
Oh my god. Yeah, and he's there. He's like in like a Santa booth thing or something. And he's
Yeah,
like,
he's
basically
doing, like-
bring out your dad.
But he's like a trumpet player for like.
no, he's accordion.
Oh right, accordion.
He has the accordion, and he's like,
Yeah, it's like one of the Salvation Army buckets. It's fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and it's awful.
And then
It looks so stupid. And you're like, oh, okay, so every bad guy's going to become an accordion player, member of society who cares about things.
yeah. So Doc sees him playing and is like, oh, that's nice. It gets home after we hear this crazy message on the answering machine. Which, by the way,
God, stupid message.
this answering machine is just a record player.
Oh yeah, because it's the
Hitched up
30s.
to the phone?
Remember?
Yeah, whatever. And, it's a crazy message about people are going to die. Oh, God, help, Doc. I can't really tell whose voice it is because, I'll be honest, at this point, I just couldn't care.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't care in the movie. And he's like, oh, I got to go figure out who the fuck that was. So, he jumps back in his bronze car, and guess what the back bumper says? Have no fear. Doc Savage is here.
Awful.
And as he drives away, we see next the archenemy of evil.
And
it never
we
got released.
Thankfully, never got more garbage.
Yep. Although contemporary news accounts indicated that Doc Savage, the archenemy of evil, was filmed on Lake Tahoe area simultaneously with principal photography of the first Doc Savage film. However, due to poor reception of the first film, Doc Savage, the archenemy of evil, was never completed or released. In an interview conducted in 2014 while he was filming the television film Expecting Amish, actor Ron Ely stated unequivocally that no portion of Arch Enemy of Evil was ever filmed concurrently with the Band of Bronze or otherwise. That's a total myth.
Shocking.
Yeah, and I call bullshit on him. I bet he just doesn't want to see more of his terrible acting from back in the day.
He's awful.
Mm-hmm. So, out of 10 piglets, bud, what do you give this movie?
Oh, if I could give it negative piglets, I would.
Go ahead.
-2 piglets?
Okay. I'm going to stick in the positive range, and I'm going to give it 1 piglet, because I gave Barbarella 1. So, I can't go any worse than Barbarella.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's a really bad movie. And it's definitely a movie I've already deleted off my hard drive.
Alright, I'll give it 1 piglet for the clock safe watch.
Yes.
That's
There
what
we-
I'm giving it the piglet for. How about
Okay,
that?
perfect. I like
Is that
it.
fair?
That's totally fair. Yeah, I don't have anything else I want to say about this movie. Do you have anything else to say?
This movie was garbage. Don't watch it. Don't put yourself through it.
Fair enough.
I already feel bad that you have to listen to us talk about this garbage.
Yeah, when we had... Well, the
I
next
can't
time...
wait till we talk about something cool like Blade Runner.
Yeah, that'll be the next episode you're on.
Yay!
I think that comes out the week after this one. So, look forward to that. And then Blade Runner 2049. And then Alien, Harry Potter, and Star Wars Day on their respective holidays. And then we'll be back in mid-May with Superman.
Yay!
And until then, where can people find you, Jay?
At Taking Back Jay.
I'm at True Doran. Stay tuned next week for Blade Runner.